All right, welcome back into the workshop. Today we've got us a Husqvarna 350 chainsaw. Customer states that the chain just does not stay in place. He has taken the 16-inch bar that 18-inch bar that originally came on here. He said, and he wants, which I don't quite understand. He said it was an 18 or 20-inch bar. I don't know what he's done here, but anyways, he needs the thing set back up so it works. I've got an 18-inch bar here. I don't know what he's damaged on it for sure, but we got him. We're going to replace the bar because I don't know what he was talking about on that, to be honest. So, we do know that the chain keeps falling off. He wants it to work, and that's what his main interest is. So, he kind of brought it in parts, and I can look at the chain, and if you're looking through here, you can see the links are well rounded. A lot of them are tore up. Some of them are flat completely. So he has definitely destroyed this chain. So we're going to go ahead and get rid of that chain. We're going to get rid of this bar. I don't know. That bar might be still good. It's got some blue in, but that's kind of typical. If we took this off, it probably would still have that blue in. I don't know. The sprocket still seems to be all right. So I'm not sure if this is his old one. I thought he said he went to a 20-inch. Maybe this is his original bar. I'm not really sure. So we're going to do that. So we'll set this all off to the side. I don't like that. I've taken the cover off already. And on this, we're going to go ahead and pull the clutch off of here. And I'll just show you. I've already got it loosened up. But generally speaking, you can turn these things on their side. And I normally just take a screwdriver. And there's usually a little catch on here, so you can always watch what direction you have to go. And I just wrap that a time or two with the screwdriver, and usually just popping it, it'll pop that thing loose. And it is righty. No, it's left-handed thread, so you do have to go the right direction. You unscrew it, and that should come right off. Clutch is definitely, looks like it's been burning on it, doing something. So we're going to go ahead and replace that. This drum I've already pulled off once, like I say, and it's, well, I thought I was going to take it right back off. Basically frozen on there. That should not be that hard to get off of there. So this has definitely had something going on with it. But the main problem is, if you look at this, the teeth on that, totally gone. That's just eaten up. It's totally the wrong thing. The teeth on that should look like this. Big difference. So there's no wonder why the chainsaw wasn't doing chainsaw stuff. Those teeth were just running around in there and eating it up. There's nothing to grab the chain, so that would be the cause of that. So we'll be putting this on new. So we'll set that off to the side. And this bearing, I'm not trusting that. And when we buy the kit, it comes with a new bearing, so we'll be replacing the bearing. He is also kind of questioning whether or not the oil was doing the oiling thing. So the way this thing works is the back side of this thing, when this is spinning and everything's in place the way it's supposed to be, this should be spinning and it should spin the oiler inside of here. But we got, pull that, you just kind of pull it out of there. And we can look and see that these teeth should all be well defined, and they're missing some, so we know that it's probably not going to oil well. And inside of here, that runs up against this little gear pump here, and that's what pumps the oil. Now that might be good also, but I think I'm going to pull this cover off, and we'll probably go ahead and replace the oil or two just while we're in here and make sure everything's good, clean, and ready to go. So that's what our goal is. See what that is. I think that's just an Allen wrench right there. So let's see if we can remove this cover. And it looks like this is what, a 4mm Allen wrench. And I think I've got another video out there that kind of explains all this oiler system also, but right now we'll pop this off of there. And it's kind of a little bit of a mess down in here. It's got some trash and whatnot. And this is your little oil fill tube and pump. And I think I'll look this over and see if that's what I need or not. I think we can go ahead and probably replace part of this. It's got the oil comes up out of this. So let me clean this up a little bit and see if we can maybe remove that and get this part of it replaced. It looks, well, we probably go ahead and do that right here. Let's just take this out of it. That was loose anyway, so that should have been tight. We're going to go ahead and take this out. There we go. We might have to just do the cleanup after we get it out of here. And that should just pick up out if I can get a hold of it. So let's see if we can get this out of here too. Might have to get us a little screwdriver or something trying to pry that on out without damaging it, because we definitely don't want to do that. Come on now, baby. Come on out of there. Maybe it's got, I think it's got another screw in the bottom down here. And I don't know if that's, oh, that's our adjustment for how much oil we get. And apparently it's got to come up out of there from this side. It's all there is to it. Let me get it sort of kind of cleaned up here so we can see what we're doing. Okay, so we've got this. I did get the pump out. We've got the pump. It looks actually good. It's all right. And we looked over the little seal here, so it looks decent. And like I say, that just kind of sat in there like that. And this sits on the pump like so. And I've cleaned up a little bit of the mess. We don't want to get a whole lot down in here because this is where your oil actually comes from. So we don't want to do that. But I think we're good on all that. That looks good. A little adjustment goes in there. We should be able to just slide this back down into the hole. Make sure it seats all the way down in. It's all cleaned up good. So we'll put the screw back in that one. Let's see here if I can. Working around a camera is a little bit more challenging than without, but we'll get it. So I think I'm happy with this part of it. I think it'll work good. I've got them all cleaned up. It looks decent. We'll put our cover back on to cover all that up. We shouldn't need anything else there. Get our screw back in this one. And then after this, we need to replace, of course, our gear here. If you can see that, the teeth. I've got me another one, and you can see how nice and clearly defined these teeth are. That's what we will need. So that'll go down in. And that just kind of spins on there so that it'll go down in. That tells us the other one, as you remember, it just pulled straight on out. So that was kind of the problem with that. The next thing we'll want to do is we're going to try to replace the bearing. This one, this kit I've got does not look like it's right. That's not quite the right. The oiler I got on this thing with the clutch is not the same. I was hoping it would have been, but it's not. So we're going to have to improvise a little bit and see if we can't get another bearing, or make sure this one here, I'm not trusting that. I think I've got another bearing. Let me go see if I can find a new bearing that'll fit on this properly. Okay, we've got us a bearing here. Found one. We've got to stick a little bit of grease on that, and we'll stick around there. And that should take care of that part of it. And then we'll take our new end here, and the teeth on this all should line up. If you look here how they're grooved out, they sit down into this, and that's what spins that oiler. So we'll go ahead and stick that on there, and it should slide right on nice and easy. And then we'll go ahead and take our new clutch, stick it on, and it goes, of course, this way. There ain't really a good bit of tightening up that you know of on this. It'll tighten itself up as we start it, but we don't want to start it without a bar and chain on there. So that should do us for that part. It's got it together. Now we'll go ahead and bust out a brand new bar and chain and slap it on here and see how she all rotates. Let me see if I can bust it out of the package. Put the chain and all back on. We've got her. She's moving smooth. So the next thing to do is make sure we've got oil on it, and the best way to do that is to fire it up. And I've got a piece of cardboard here. We'll go ahead and just hold the bar down close to that. Let's see if we can put a line on there. Hopefully the old saw will start right up for us. Make sure we're on. Got a little bit there. As you can see on the board, we're getting some good oil on it. We'll go ahead and run that a little bit. We'll tighten that chain up just a skosh, and we'll be in good shape. I think that's got us back together. Like I say, just don't let your clutch get looking like that. That's going to tear up chains and cause all kinds of trouble. So that's it for that one. Appreciate you checking. I hope that's kind of helpful on something to look for when you trying to get your chainsaw to go, and if your chain's falling off, that could be a good reason for it. So appreciate it. Check with me on the next one. Hit that like and subscribe. I always appreciate it. It helps me get out there a little bit more, hopefully help other people. So we'll catch you in the next one. Thanks.